You're listening to Binging the Devil's Fruit, a One Piece manga read-through podcast where the best fruits are the ones you savor and are best enjoyed taking your time consuming. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Binging the Devil's Fruit. I'm your host, John Mugiwara Jan, joined as always by my co-host, Jack Peanut.
Hey, and we're doing something different with this episode.
Yes, first let me say Happy New Year. I know it's probably February when you guys are listening to this, but we're recording this like shortly after the new year. And not only that, this is our first episode recorded since the podcast has launched. So thank you guys all for the support, and we are doing something a little different. I've noted that there's plenty of read-through podcasts about One Piece, but how many of them go through the obscure specials and movies at the same time? I can't think of any off the top of my head.
And you're the One Piece expert.
Yeah, if there is one, okay, then we'll be the other one. Anyway, I don't think I've seen a single podcast other than maybe the official One Piece podcast in the past talk about what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to review the long-lost 1998 OVA, Defeat Him, the Pirate Ganzack. This
was lost media?
Well, it never got an official release. It was like shown once at Jump Festa, like way back in the 90s. And it
damn!
And it was never shown again until recently, because the director of it, Goro Taniguchi, I think his name is, he directed One Piece film Red, which not only has broken box office records throughout Japan, it's still running.
Holy shit.
Because of how much money it's making. Now, when you're listening to this, it has left theaters. January 29th is when it will officially leave. But it was one of the highest grossing films in Japan all last year. And it may be one of the highest grossing films in Japan, period, now. So I was curious. I'm like, this guy's no stranger to One Piece. What has he done before? Oh, God. The pre-anime OVA that I saw just out of curiosity in high school is what he did last. So he hasn't been involved in the series, as far as I know, since then. So I'm curious now to see it. And thankfully, they re-aired this after like an interview on some broadcast channel. And we're going to take a look at it.
Oh, yay.
And if you want to listen along to our commentary, we are starting a Patreon. And if you want to follow along with us, feel free to subscribe, and then you will get a commentary track to go with this. But for everyone else, we will be back in just a moment for a review. So, Austin, you want to see the first movie, this kind of review we do on our podcast?
Hell yeah.
And we're back after watching Defeat Him, the Pirate Ganzack. Austin, do you want to start with thoughts on the special after watching it?
Well, I wasn't expecting this to be traditional ink and paint. And I'm so used to One Piece being all digital paint.
From 98?
Yeah, this is around the time, I guess, when the technology was starting to become more available.
Well, One Piece was always traditionally animated in the beginning. I think there's cells like the first couple of seasons, and this was the OVA special before the anime started. The anime started in 1999. I don't know if you know.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
It started airing in America in the 2000s, but it started airing in Japan in 1999, and the special we watched today was from 98.
Oh Jesus!
But yeah, was that everything, or did you have more?
Like, so far, starting off, obviously this is a pilot, and it doesn't exactly match Oda's art style 100%.
Not really, no.
The parts in there, but it was pretty much just a test, so I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the characters, you can still see their personalities coming through, like Luffy's, he's a dummy who only thinks about food. Zoro, or being the gritty swordsman, no-nonsense swordsman, and Nami, being the money-grubbing Traitor.
Yeah, which is funny because they really don't. She doesn't really do that all that much in the original story. So I guess they wanted to play with that here, and that might be why they didn't go with like this in this direction, because it's just like it's good, but it's like a totally different direction than One Piece actually went. And like there's a couple of things where like now having been caught up with the series as far as I am, I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make sense in hindsight. This doesn't make sense in hindsight. But like, for example, I'll just come out and say it. Luffy being held down by handcuffs and chains, unless they're made of a certain material, that's not going to work. He would just slip out.
Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
Yeah. I do like that they remembered that, he can't be shot. He can be cut because like Ganzack, the villain here, threatens him.
Oh yeah, I did like the how his weaponry were just mechanical crab pinchers. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was interesting that they did not choose to go with the devil fruit power just yet, because by the time Zoro and Nami are introduced, there are other devil fruit characters in the story, but I guess they probably didn't understand the rules behind how devil fruits work yet. So I think they just wanted to go with like, let's do a crazy pirate, but like not have him be a devil fruit user. Have him be like robot crabs.
I'm guessing they're just made when the manga was still new. So that's
only a year. Only a year.
Yeah, that explains it.
One Piece started serialization in '97.
Yeah, and then once they got to the filler, they just made all sorts of crazy devil food.
Yeah.
So, Sean, you want to summarize the story, or should I?
You know what? You go. I'll let you summarize the story.
So, for those of you who've been keeping up with our podcast, this starts off exactly where we left off. Luffy, Sho, and Nami on a small sailboat. All the food is gone.
Exactly
who
why
could have ate it all.
Yeah, exactly why I chose to review this after we finish the Buggy arc.
Yeah, but then Nessie comes out with some kind of Shogun helmet.
Yeah, it's not actually Nessie, but like I immediately say, I'm the captain of the Tree Fitty Pirates.
Yeah, that's swell. And if you want to hear that joke, subscribe to our Patreon, maybe.
No, we already patron begged.
And then Nessie just swoops up Nami and sails off. However, Luffy can't swim, of course, and he starts sinking with Zoro. But then they wash up and meet this little girl who's trying to fight these pirates. She's in knight armor, and damn, for a little girl, she can really hold her own.
Yeah, she stabbed one of them in the ass.
And then kicks the other in the balls. I mean, as they're chasing her, they're unknowingly stomping on Luffy's chest, getting the water out, like almost like a pump.
Yeah, they used a comedy gag to unwaterlog him.
Yeah, and the pilot reveals Luffy's powers. He does the Gum pistol, only doesn't say the name.
Yeah, because no, the name existed by then. Chapter 1 exists. So they just didn't do it. The most important thing I'll point out before you continue is like when they reveal these powers is the one thing I noticed immediately when I watched the special. In this special, as opposed to the anime, they actually used actual rubber stretching sound effects for when Luffy uses his powers, because in the anime proper, it's like these weird supernatural sounds. Like when he stretches, it's like this weird whimsical noise. And then when he snaps back, it sounds like skin being slapped. But this, it sounded like rubber being stretched.
Yeah, that was an interesting touch, but like you said in the commentary, it can get annoying if they overdid it.
Yeah, especially since the anime is like now 1,000 episodes in. I think I would have been sick of it by like episode 52.
Oh God, can you imagine if they changed the sound effects to in the 4Kids dub?
Well, they didn't bother changing the sound effects, so they changed the music, which is the thing I hated the most.
And suddenly, in the next scene, Luffy's reunited with Zoro. Had no idea where he ended up, but supposedly the same island.
They never say where or how they met up. They're just like, oh, they're both eating this old man at a house and home.
Yeah, and that's when they reveal that the entire island is under siege, or enslaved rather, by the crab man. Fuck, I forgot his name.
Ganzack. It's in the title of the special.
Ganzack. Ganzack just enslaved all the able-bodied villagers who just slave away at this big fucking nuke cannon tower.
I'm pretty sure that they skinned King Ghidorah from Godzilla and then propped him up as a tower.
Yeah, and the little girl, she's away to possibly free her father who's been enslaved there. So Luffy does more food there, and Luffy, without thinking, just runs off to the tower.
That's all your food is? Great, I'll eat it all for myself. Thanks, Grandpa. Yeah, and the Grandpa reveals that the generous food they gave them, it was theirs. It was all that they had.
And so we get a look of this. Pretty much imagine an Amazon warehouse if instead of packages and Oreos, it was death that was the surface.
So it was an Amazon warehouse.
Satire. And that's where Luffy begins fighting, but a masked stranger abducts the little girl, and Luffy chases after him. Or them, I should say, while Zoro just stays behind and fights. But then they chase at the beach, and the kidnappers revealed to be Nami, revealing she's changed sides. That's because Ganzack has a shit ton of treasure, supposedly.
And apparently he emerges from the top of Nessie's head, and it turns out he has mechanical crab arms.
Yeah, and because of that, Luffy calls him a crab, which really annoys him.
For some reason. Yeah, what's like, you don't want to be called a crab, don't crab theme you!
It's called Theming Man.
So then Dr. Crabtopus kidnaps them, and then they eat food in front of them and laugh.
Yeah, but then shit gets real when Luffy's hat falls off and Ganzack just stomps on it.
Oh my god, it's Ganzack.
Ganzack. Okay, Ganzack. Gotta mentally remember it. Ganzack.
It's the name of the name of the special is Defeat Him, the Pirate Ganzack.
Sorry.
Unless you want to
Japanese pronunciation is.
I don't think it's even a Japanese name, Austen. I think it's just a weird name.
Oh, and let's see. And the prisoners finally form a union, which.
We skipped over. Ganzack stepped on Luffy's hat.
Oh yeah.
And that pissed Luffy off royally. And then the workers unionized.
Yeah. So while the Ganzack and his gang deal with that, Nami reveals that she stole Ganzack's keys to the chains. However, the little girl runs off at the Ganzack. Mm-hmm. Managed to hold that one in. Anyway, so as she managed to, right as the guy was about to shoot her dead, that gets right in the middle and deflects the bullet off her helmet. Like, holy shit, kid.
Conveniently doesn't go in the face hole.
Yeah, like, she's got some serious guts.
I know she's non-canon, but can we have her join the crew?
Oh, that would be adorable.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, we'll introduce it in the categories when we finish the summary. But I'm pretty sure this little girl is one of my favorite characters in One Piece. Anything in a while.
She was definitely the best character in this.
I can't believe I forgot all about her. She was the most interesting part about it. But anyway, continue.
And that's when Luffy, Nami, and Zoro show up to fight against them. But it turns out that Nessie's hauling their battleship, and they're preparing it to destroy the entire island.
It's like, well, so we drained you of your ability to work, so nuclear warfare.
The page right now, Jeff Bezos, satire. So anyway, hey, Nami didn't join the fight, right?
No, when Luffy grabs Zoro, and after Medaka was warned by her father not to go and fight and it was too dangerous, grabs
She's
Zoro's
doing it
legs.
anyway.
Yep, she as a rebellious kid is wont to do.
Mm-hmm. And so fights several of the men, and Luffy fights Ganzack. Oh, please tell me I got it right that time. Luffy fights Ganzack. Again, of course, the bullets have no effect because they bounce right off him. However, Ganzack shoots a chain that wraps around him, and he's gonna slice him with his pincers. Because, that's always a big thing with Luffy. Bullets don't do shit.
You can't shoot him, but you can slice him.
Yeah, but right as he's about to go in with those deadly pincers, the kid, what was her name again, please?
Medaka
just jumps in a way, and a helmet comes clean off, and it looks like she got beheaded by Ganzack.
And they really sell this too.
There's no music. You see Luffy's reaction. And
she just lies there dead, and there's no music. There's just an ambient sound, and then Luffy just gets angry.
Yeah, they just let that sink in.
They hold on that shot for at least 6 seconds.
Yeah, I feel that's one page a lot. These American animators to take out Japanese animators. You don't have to have music playing for 24/7. Let the visuals sell it.
The 4Kids dub of One Piece did not do this. There was music playing all the time, no matter what. It was so fucking annoying.
No. So anyway, that really makes Luffy pissed, and he just breaks out of the chains and gives Ganzack the gum hammer.
Yeah, which I don't remember him doing all that much. I think he's only done it a couple of times in the early manga, but I've never seen him do it again after that. So it was nice to see that. And they sold it here too. It's just there was no triumphant music. He slams him, and then the music stops, and it makes us think that he's dead too.
Yeah, but then Medaka. Okay, this Medaka reveals she only faked her death in order to get Luffy to just beat the shit out of this guy.
I faked my death to piss you off on purpose.
And so, seemingly, the entire crew is defeated, and so is Ganzack. And they just get a fucking Looney Tunes explosion to take out Nessie and the ship.
Yep, the island workers who were enslaved all get all the dynamite that they were building. They hauled onto the ships, and then they just and Nami actually does something here finally, and then she lights them, and then they take out the ship.
Yeah, but the ship starts sinking, and Luffy begs Medaka to save him because he can't swim, obviously.
But she also is wearing armor, and she would sink too.
Mm-hmm. But that's when Ganzack reveals he's actually alive. Ooh, excuse me. And he's about to drop a big-ass nuke right on the island to destroy it.
Yeah, and this is the biggest one out of all. He tries to take it right to the center to kill everybody.
But then Luffy just stretches his fist out to punch him all the way below the fucking nuke before it hits the island, so he blows up instead.
He blows him right into the trajectory of the giant nuke right before it hits, and then that's it. That's it for Ganzack. I think at this point, that man is dead.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
you never see him again. Nuke. You never see a body. That's it.
No. So the villagers reverts the Straw Hats with a bunch of food. Nami's pissed that they had no treasure at all, only weapons. And Madaka, as a parting gift for Luffy, gives him a life preserver ring.
She gives him a water wingy.
What a weenie.
It should have been water wingies would have probably been smarter because an inner tube is one thing, but that's just the thing. She puts it on him and he can't get it off.
Yeah, and it has thank you written on it.
Yep, it has that thank you written in kanji.
They all have a good laugh before sailing away, and that's the end of the OVA, or pilot, I should say.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. I really enjoyed this, like being a different direction in animation style than the rest of the show. It was interesting to see One Piece from a different set of eyes, and what they were looking at doing before they went the direction that they went. And the villain, while not all that memorable, I will remember how he went out. Like, this is probably one of the best ways I've seen a non-canon One Piece villain be defeated. Knocking him into his own bomb before he blows it up. I cannot believe I forgot all about that. But then again, like I said during the commentary, I have not watched this since George Bush was still president.
There goes my lumbago.
Yeah. Like 2000 and whenever it was, I was when I first watched this, One Piece was still the 270 episode anime.
Jesus.
Yep, it has been that long. But yeah, so I think you can kind of get our feeling from this, but that was the summary. So how I want to try and do these, I want to try and introduce some categories, and we discussed them. Although I think we know the winner of the first category already. I want to do. Let's decide who the MVP was, and that stands for most valuable pirate. Say it with me now. 1, 2, 3. Madaka. Madaka was the best character in the show. The little girl with the armor. She was so freaking cool.
I know, she was so adorable, but so badass and fearless at the same time.
I feel like if Luffy and them never showed up, she would eventually topple them.
Yeah.
I think Luffy, Zoro, and Nami only sped up the process. I think that their days were numbered, one way or the other.
And she was just able to manipulate Luffy into joining the fight just like that, and also trick him just to get him pissed off and also win in the battle.
She's not only skilled in physical warfare, she's skilled in psychological warfare. I want her to join the Straw Hats retroactively right now.
Yeah, so she's hand down the
She is the most valuable pirate of this edition of the Binging the Devil's Fruit. So now we know the most valuable pirate. Who is the least value in this episode?
Sally, I'm gonna have to give that title to your waifu, Nami. She didn't really do much in this OVA aside from just briefly joining the bad guy just to get the keys.
Yeah, I might also vote for Zoro, because Zoro, he fought with the flunkies, but also at the same time when he was defending the workers, it's like, we got you surrounded, Zoro. Nothing you could do now. Give up now, or we'll kill the villagers. The villagers were behind him the whole time and protected by a gate.
Yeah.
And then Zoro's just like, okay.
They had cannons, John.
Okay, well, I guess he couldn't. I guess he can't slice the cannonballs up now. But cannonballs can do. Cannonballs. Not good arcades can do against cannonballs. And I can't fault the villagers because they were being oppressed. So yeah, it's gonna have to go to Nami. I'm sorry. She was also kidnapped in the very first scene, which get rid of that a lot.
Oh no.
So yeah, I'm sorry, Nami, you were the least valuable pirate here, but it's okay. This is non-canon, so it doesn't really reflect on you here at all. So I'm just workshopping these, but I'm pretty confident we're gonna do the most valuable pirate and the least valuable pirate. Here's one category. Rate the villain. Rate their memorability or their level of villainy. How effective of a villain was this?
Well, he didn't seem like again, it's not 100% Oda's art style, so it didn't really seem like he'd be in One Piece, but
I disagree.
Huh?
I disagree.
Really?
He looks like a One Piece character to me.
Oh.
He looks like one you'd see in like a scene being fought by side characters and be taken out easily. But yes.
Yeah. I do like like I said, I do like how his weapons are basically mechanical crab pincers. I thought that was neat.
I really thought that in having even watched this before, I thought he had a devil fruit, but no, he had mechanical arms.
Mm-hmm.
But how dastardly of a villain was he is the question. I'm not talking about whether he feel like he fit the world of One Piece. How evil was he compared to others you've seen?
Well, he basically enslaved an entire fucking island and was about to nuke it to high hell.
Yeah, after I enslave you for dynamite, I'm gonna just kill you
with dynamite.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna. You know what, Austen? That's pretty evil. It's like I'm gonna kill you with the weapon I've been forcing you to make for me. That's pretty fucked up.
Took a page right out of Box Trolls.
I'm gonna give him a John Bolton out of Jeff Bezos.
And I'll give him a. Oh my god! Oh shit! I can't think of a clever pun. But I guess I'll give him a Bob Chapek out of a David Zaslav. Does that track? Does it track at all?
Those guys are greedy and stupid, but I don't know about evil. I mean, David Zaslav was Austin. If you're going with please laugh, that means this is Jeb Bush.
All right.
David Zaslav's pretty evil, but he doesn't. I don't think he would enslave people.
Give it time. Give it time.
Oh God! So we're gonna rate him John Bolton out of. He's pretty bad. Let's go with that. He's pretty evil. He enslaved a poor village to make weapons, and then once they was done with them, killed them.
Yeah, I think I got about one. Yeah, John Bolton out of Henry Kissinger.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay, that's better. Go. Good. Okay.
Okay. Well, I presented 3 categories. Do you have any? Any ideas?
Oh shit. Best scene.
Best scene. The God, like that one's really hard for me. Like it's either going to be him being blasted into his own nuke, or Medaka faking her death.
You gotta choose one or the other, John.
The nuke made me laugh.
Oh yeah, that was a great scene. I'm gonna go with Medaka faking her own death. Like, Jesus, they really paused on that for a while, to the point where you're almost convinced he's dead. Like, he really fucking sold it.
Yep. Okay, so you presented best scene. I'm gonna present worst scene. What was the worst scene in the OVA? You go first.
Nami getting kidnapped.
God damn it, that was mine.
Yeah, well, she's a woman. She's gotta get kidnapped. It's the way writing female characters go, and it's the 90s.
For my worst scene, mine is the scene I mentioned earlier. It's like Zoro's put him a fight. It's like, we got you surrounded. There's nothing you can do now. And Zoro's just like, all right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Should we do what are some other categories we could possibly? We're literally winging this as we go. I have vague notes to go by, but honestly, unless you have any other ideas, I think that covers it.
I got nothing.
All right, so
I'm tapped out.
So I guess we'll just give this a final score after we give a brief review of our opinion. So for me, defeating the Pirate Ganzack, while not perfect, it wasn't meant to be. It was literally a test pilot to decide whether or not this was going to work.
One Piece can hold as an anime adaptation.
And it succeeded. It just went in a different direction. So I'm going to give this 4 fruits out of 5.
Yeah, 4 fruit. Maybe 3.5 fruits out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was serviceable in my opinion.
Eat 3 of them, but then stop midway through the other one.
Put that in the fridge for later.
Or throw it out, because that will probably kill it. But yeah, that's going to do it for Binging the Devil's Fruit episode 5, Defeat Him, the Pirate Ganzack. I really enjoyed this movie review, and technically movie review. I'm glad you suggested this because I was worried about how this was going to go, but we on the fly came up with some categories. So thank you guys again for watching. If you wanted to hear our commentary track, be sure to subscribe to us on Patreon, and then you can catch that. And then you'll unfortunately have to look elsewhere to find the special somewhere. And but if you aren't a patron, you feel free to consider it. It would help the show. Maybe we can make it would support us and help maybe even make us do more podcasts in the future if we grow enough.
I have a cat to feed, by the way.
Feed Buddy.
Look at his face. You don't want that cute little thing to starve, do you?
Look at him. He's on the thumbnail, looking up at us. He's like, "Please, Father, feed me, wet food, Father."
May I please have a smackle of Sheba?
Please, sir, can I hunt my cousins and eat them in their hole?
Oh, Jesus.
It's Buddy. You know he would try.
Yeah, he would.
Okay, but seriously, if you are interested, we have a Patreon up now, so please consider supporting us. It helps us out big time. And if you're not able to do that, you can always let everybody else know and then spread the word. All right. Now that will actually do it for this episode of Binging the Devil's Fruit. And we'll see you guys next time for chapters 22 to 26, I believe.
Oh, shit.
That we're going to start the next arc. So thank you guys again so much for watching. And remember, when binging the Devil's Fruit, the best approach is to take your time consuming it and go slow. Otherwise, you'll make yourself sick. Have a good one, y'all. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Madaka for Straw Hats.